Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today we are from Group 1 will do a presentation about gender-based approach. So before we do our presentation, we will introduce ourselves first. Me, Fendereyna, with student number 140. Next.
Me, Gabriella, with student number 152.
And my name is Afifatur with student ID 159.
And my name is Kamilatussa'adah with student ID number 161.
So the first topic is definition and background that will be explained by Emil.
Okay, the definition and background of GBA is GBA has gained popularity since the 1980s and has become popular because it helps students understand and produce a variety of text genre in a variety of ELT contexts. The genre-based approach GPA is a teaching and learning strategy that focuses on assisting students and acquiring the skill and knowledge to comprehend, analyze, and produce many sorts of texts. It is a successful method of language instruction because it traces in the use of authentic, meaningful, and relevant text.
Okay, next is key concept or characteristic. The first characteristic is focus on social purpose of text. Each genre has a specific purpose in communication, like telling a story, giving information, or explaining how to do something. In GBA, students learn why a text is written and what it's trying to do in real life. The second characteristic is generic structure and language features. Every genre has its own text structure and language style. For example, a narrative has orientation, complication, and resolution. Students learn how grammar and vocabulary choices fit the purpose of the text. And the third characteristic is scaffolded learning cycle. GPA uses three main stages. First is modeling. The teacher shows and explains a sample text. The second is joint construction. Teacher and students create a text together. And the third is independent construction. Students write their own text. This step-by-step process helps students learn gradually and confidently. And the fourth characteristic is context and audience awareness. Students learn that language depends on the situation, purpose, and who we are talking to. For example, how we write to a teacher is different from how we write to a friend. This helps them choose the right tone and words. The fifth characteristic is integration of skills and language into meaningful text use. GBA connects reading, writing, speaking, and listening in one activity. Students don't just learn grammar or words, they use them in real communication through text. This makes learning more meaningful and connects to real life. And the next characteristic is empowerment and genre awareness. By learning about different genres, students understand how texts work. They can use this knowledge to write and speak better in different situations. It helps them become more confident and independent language users. And the last characteristic is teachers as facilitator or scaffolder with strong early guidance. At first, teachers gives strong guidance and examples. Later, as a student improve, the teacher supports them more likely, like a coach. This way, students can learn independently but still feel supported. Next,
Okay, now I will explain about the stages or the syntax of gender-based approach. There are four stages of GBA that guide the teaching and learning process. The first one is building knowledge of the field. At this stage, teacher helps students to build background knowledge about the topic. For example, when they want to write about a report text about animals, students will learn the vocabulary, the concept, and also the example that related to animals. And then the second stage is modeling of text. At this stage, uh, students sorry, teacher show the students about the examples of the text, and then teacher and students analyze the generic structures, purposes, and also the language features of the text, so that students know what a good text looks like. And then next is drawing constructions of text. At this stage, students and teachers work together to create a new text. Students use their own ideas, but the teacher still give a guidance for them. And then the last one is implementing context. At this stage, students start to create or write their own text independently using
So the next is advantage. So GBA has several advantages, and the first one is authentic and meaningful learning. GBA emphasizes the use of real, meaningful, and relevant text, helping students learn language in context rather than theory. This makes learning more practical and realistic for real-life communication situations. Second, integrates language skill and text analysis. It combines grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, and writing within the analysis of authentic text. Students learn how language works functionally in context, improving both comprehension and production skill. Third, enhance creativity and engagement. By exposing students to genres aligned with their interests, GBA encourages motivation and engagement. It also encourages creativity and personal expression in language use. Fourth, promotes collaboration and peer learning. GBA includes group work and joint text construction where students collaborate to evaluate text, share ideas, and critique each other's work. 5. Provides clear structure for teaching writing. The model states building PKOF, MT, GCT, and ICT helps students move gradually from guided learning to independence, improving their writing competence systematically. And finally, the last one improves literacy skills. Exposure to different genres foster reading comprehension and literacy as students learn to recognize text structure and linguistic features common to specific genres. Next. So the next is challenge. GBA has several challenges, and the first one is time consuming implementation. Teachers need to prepare authentic materials, design multi-stage activities, and guide students through analysis and production. This makes the approach more demanding in time and planning. Second is teacher readiness and resistant to change. Some teachers are hesitant to adopt GBA because they are used to traditional methods. Their approach requires teachers to act as facilitators and language guides, which can be challenging for those unfamiliar with it. Third, student diversity and learning styles. Some genres or text types might not suit all students' cultural background or learning preference. Learners unfamiliar with certain genres might struggle to grasp their purpose and structure. Fourth, assessment complexity. Since GBA focuses on process, drafting, revising, and collaboration, evaluating student performance requires rubrics and multiple forms of assessment such as peer and self-evaluation, which can be complex for teachers to manage. Last is need for teacher expertise. Teachers must be skilled in analyzing genres linguistically and contextually. Without proper training, they might find it difficult to model text effectively or provide adequate feedback. That's all from our presentation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.